is as close as it gets. Welcome to A Free Solution.
Hey, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me here on A Free Solution. It's Larry Sharp, host of The Sharp Way Show. Feel free to follow me on A Free Solution. Follow me on The Sharp Way. All the cool things that I do here on WYSL Rochester, New York, WENY, Elmira Corning, The Patriot, and WACK in Newark, New York. Feel free to reach out to me today, 585-346-3000. As always, there's stuff going on. But the one thing that I want to bring up today, maybe during your lunchtime, maybe during your afternoon break, whatever that might be, is to think about whether you should be able to go out and watch a sporting event. And I'm serious. Should you be able, if you want to go out and watch a sporting event? Do you want to watch a baseball game? Do you want to watch hockey? Do you want to watch horse racing? Any of these things. You might say, well, Larry, why would you even bring this up? Because here in New York State, our Lord and Master, His Majesty, King Andrew Cuomo II, all hail the King, has decided in his glory and grace that we as New Yorkers, we can now watch horse racing. But there's rules on this. Only 20% capacity. That's it. And the restaurants there, their curfew is moved from midnight to 1 a.m. He is a generous God. That's true. But why is this even a thing? Why are these rules still in existence for us? And to be clear, if you're telling me the world's ending and you got to lock us all down, while I hate it and I think it's wrong, I think it's unethical, and I think you shouldn't have that kind of power, I at least get it. Like, I understand your mindset if you believe that. Again, disagree, but I get it. I can walk down that road and go, I see where you're going. You and I have a different outcome. But how in the world can anyone think it's okay for a government bureaucrat or bureaucracy in Albany to decide what's right for literally every given specific sporting event? There are now rules on baseball, basketball, hockey, horse racing, comedy clubs, restaurants. There are percentages for each one, curfews for each one. Why is this okay for government to decide that? If you're telling me the apocalypse is nigh and we can't leave the home because the world's ending, again, I may disagree, but I get it at least. At least we can have that conversation. Is the world really ending? Should we lock ourselves in our basements? Okay, we can have that conversation. But how do we have a conversation based upon whether or not it's 20% or 25%, or why horse racing is different than baseball? That's where our government is now. That's where our rulers are now. Each and every part of our life now has a government rule. If the apocalypse is nigh, you're locking us in our basements with armed guards out front. All right. At least that makes sense. I can follow that. How can we say it's okay? And when does it end? And the worst part is now there's a precedent. Because as COVID goes up and COVID goes down, as we wax and wane, now the governor uses his, I'm going to turn up the pressure and then release the valve and then turn the pressure back on by tightening the valve on every individual part of our life. And we're saying, okay, I don't see New Yorkers fighting this. I mean, some of us are. But as a whole, we're just like, oh, I really hope that His Majesty does it right. Because what if he's not a good king? I hope he's a good king. That's where we are. And when I studied anthropology years ago, that's my degrees in anthropology. When I studied this years ago, too long ago, over 30 years ago. So when I studied this many years ago, this mindset is in that jargon is called the peasant mindset. Literally, that's what it's called. I mean, they may have changed it since then. It's been a couple years, but then that's what it was called. In academia, they would call this mindset the peasant mindset. The mindset that would say, I have no control over my life. All I can do is pray or hope that there's a good king. And when there's a bad king, I can hope that he'll either die or be replaced soon. That's my only option is hope and prayer. That's it. Not that I'm against you hoping or praying. Please hope and pray if that works for you. But that shouldn't be our only option. That shouldn't be where our mindset goes. And sadly, that's where we are. Why in the world would it be okay for any government bureaucrat to make the most minor distinction? Because that curfew has gone from 11 to midnight. He's been good to us. And now it's going to go to 1 a.m. How does that make any sense? How is that logical or ethical at all? He's just going, well, I'm just going to keep releasing the valve to see if things get bad. But he has that control? Yes, he does. In New York State, you probably thought that you owned your business. You don't. You might have thought that you owned your house. You don't. You might have thought that you had the freedom of movement to go watch a sporting event if you like a sporting event. And if not, no worries. But do what makes you and your family and friends happy. Yeah, you don't. All those things are wrong. You are fooling yourself. Many years ago, probably decades now, the comedian George Carlin said, we don't have any rights. We have privileges that can be revoked whenever the elites think that we don't deserve them anymore. And I laughed at that joke as a youngster. I'm not laughing now. I'm not laughing anymore. It was funny back then. Ha ha, George and your exaggerations, you're a riot. Yeah. Now, my God, you're Nostradamus. You're Nostradamus now. My God, you've got psychic powers. What is going on? It's funny how my mindset has changed on this, and I've been very concerned. I mean, for those of you who know, who've read Atlas Shrugged, this is like Atlas Shrugged stuff. That when I read the book years ago, I thought, well, yeah, I get it, but she's exaggerating, for effect. It's a book. That could never come true. Well, I'm not so sure anymore. And this part bothers me. And it bothers me so much because I feel like not enough people are moving forward to try to stop it. Not enough people are fighting it. Not enough people seem to even care. Some do, but so many don't. And then the solutions they have are those that can't possibly do anything. It's almost like they're saying, I tell you what we do. Don't do 1 o'clock, do 3 o'clock. See, we won. That really isn't the point, right? That really isn't the point. It's like I come to your house and I say, hey, you, Dave, you can't eat dinner on Monday and Tuesday because I say so. And you're like, okay, random guy who came into my house, can I at least have it on Monday? And I go, yeah, fine. No Tuesday for you. And you go, whew, so glad. The amount of authority that I have as some random guy walking to your home and dictating what days you eat dinner, in theory, should be basically the same thing as our governor. How does our governor come into your home and tell you where you can go and how you can do and what you can do? That's the precedent set. That's what I'm concerned about. That's what I want us to change. These are rules that matter for us. But you know what's funny? It doesn't matter for them. And when I say them, I mean the elites in our state, the elites in our nation. We see it constantly. They do whatever they want, whenever they want, and they authorize it by some reason. Well, I'm special. I'm special. That's what it is. You're not. I got voted in. Therefore, I can do what I want. It's the wrong answer, guys. We have to fix this. There has to be a solution. And it's got to be a free solution. And it is. Larry Sharp here on A Free Solution. 585-346-3000. Back after the break.
Your business relies on computers and technology to operate. Slow, unreliable networks and servers can cause unplanned downtime and affect your bottom line. The experts at Simple Tech Innovations are here to help. Their preventative maintenance program ensures that your computers and network are kept up to date and monitored for any issues, keeping your business running smoothly. They also help clients achieve HIPAA, PCI, and New York State cybersecurity compliance to keep your network safe and secure. Whatever your business IT needs are, Simple Tech Innovations should be your first call. They've won the Best in Rochester 8 years in a row and have an A+ Better Business Bureau rating. Call them today for a free consultation at 585-200-3182. That's 585-200-3182. Simple Tech Innovations.
Okay, we have Dave from Brockport.
When you've been seriously injured in a car crash, you need a lawyer who knows how to beat the big insurance companies. Call me and I'll take them on so you can focus on your health and family.
Car crash, call Salino. Salino, call Salino. 888-2020.
Main Street, Rochester. A message from the National Police Association. It used to be that any able-bodied person would offer to assist a police officer in danger. Now, passers-by are more likely to take a video. There's a better use for your phone when an officer's in trouble. Call 911. Tell the operator where you are and what you see. Then, start your video to provide evidence later. To learn more about how you can assist law enforcement, visit nationalpolice.org. That's nationalpolice.org.
Why do businesses choose to move their website from Wix and Squarespace to Simple Tech Innovations? Maybe it's their excellent customer service or attention to detail. Maybe it's their ability to give a truly customized solution. Or perhaps they just like the fact that Simple Tech is a local small business that builds great relationships with its clients. Whatever the reason may be, you can rest assured knowing that the local team at Simple Tech has your best interest in mind when building or updating your website. They're hands-on and love helping customers achieve their goals. But don't take my word for it. They've won the Best in Rochester 8 years in a row and have an A+ Better Business Bureau rating. If your website doesn't match your dreams or isn't achieving your goals, give the professionals at Simple Tech Innovations a call today for a consultation at 585-200-3182. That's 585-200-3182. Simple Tech Innovations.
A free solution.
Hey guys, Larry Sharp here on A Free Solution here in WYSL Rochester, New York, WENY, Elmira, and Corning on the Patriot, WACK in Newark, New York. And yes, I'm going to say it. Newark is the cool Newark here in New York. 585-346-3000. You know, before the break, I was talking about how we're being controlled in New York State and how so few are pushing back. And the comments here that I'm getting online are all the same. The idea is that Cuomo is being power hungry. We aren't pushing back. All those things. I think they're right. These are common issues that I wish we had pushed back more. And I was shocked that we didn't. I really was. I didn't think we would fall so quickly. But it goes back to what you hear me say constantly. People who are afraid make bad decisions. It's just who we are. And we've spent so much time making each other afraid that we're not thinking clearly, that we're striving for security so much that we're giving up all of our freedom, all of our power, because we just want to survive, because COVID's going to kill us, or the terrorists are going to kill us, or the insert thing here, the other is going to kill us. And we're so worried, we become so afraid. And I think about this often. When did we become so afraid? When did that happen? I don't remember. Was it so slow that I didn't see it? Was it so slow that I was fooling myself and not believing it? But man, are we an afraid society? It's really true. Anyway, sorry. I have a phone call here. I want to grab David from Rockport. Dave, how are you, sir?
Good, good. I love your show, Larry. Love it.
Thank you, my friend. Thank you.
Speaking of our mutual boyfriend there in Albany,
Yep.
live along the canal in Brockport, New York, beautiful little town. And last year, he decided he was going to denud the place, and they spent hours and days and weeks clearing all the trees off the canal bank, and now they're planting new ones. I'm confused. This guy's really a psychopath.
The issue is I'm not sure, to be forward, if he even knows what's actually happening. In other words, there's a part of me, he's just trying to get his cronies to do well, right? So his cronies tell him, hey, why don't you, do this thing and give me a contract and I'll take care of it from there. And by the way, there's another 10,000 in your campaign fund. And I'm not joking when I say that, Dave. I think that's what happens. So now these construction people, they have to validate all the money they've grifted from the taxpayer. So they have to stay busy. So they have to do billing. So that's when they tear up roads and then repair them, take out trees and put in new ones. That's a common tactic used to validate the make work jobs that are done, to keep people happy. I don't doubt this is one of those.
Oh, without a doubt. Yeah, I'm old enough to remember that the lottery was going to eliminate the school taxes, and the governor, when Governor Dewey, I think, was out, or Kerry, when he was out, the thruway was going to be paid for.
I remember that, right? Yes. I remember people talking about that. Exactly right. No, you're right. That's the other issue that drives me crazy, right? Because we're always talking about taxation, which I know some people believe it's the only way or the best way. I get that. I just disagree. Because once you talk about taxation, then there's no rule on where the money goes. If you remember, I've talked often, particularly when I was running for office, about getting corporations to pay for some of our infrastructure. Now, the funny thing is, if you hear most people who are progressive or who are Democrats, they will say all the time, big business has to pay more. They should pay more. I actually agree. They should pay more. I just don't want to force them through taxation. I would rather create an environment to where they choose to, and they are happy to pay more. That's what I want. So you start leasing out naming rights. You start allowing adopt a highways, adopt a park, those types of things. Then now the corporation is happily paying to repair the park or fix the road, or whatever the case may be. So the corporation's paying, progressives are happy, less taxes, conservatives are happy, and we get a better park. And why in the world would the corporation waste money to fix the park? And even if they do, it's their money, not ours, Dave. And if they want to throw it away on make work stuff to virtue signal to us, good. Virtue signal on your dime, not mine. Am I wrong?
No, I love it. That's why I say I recently tuned in. I would occasionally listen, and I love the way you think. At first, I was a little hesitant, but you do a great job of explaining, and the name of the show is brilliant, A Free Solution. There's so much in this country. I love the state. This state is beautiful,
Yes.
But when I look at my bank account, I can't help but think it ain't that beautiful.
I'm with you. You know, I feel terrible because I lost my mom about 7 or 8 years ago. And when I lost her, I couldn't lose her here in New York because she couldn't afford to retire here. She had to go leave and she went to South Carolina. And I had two small kids at the time. So my two daughters kind of lost their grandma for a while when I wanted them around. I wanted them to experience her. I wanted her to experience them. And it's so oppressive in New York State. It literally breaks up families, and it broke up mine. And
Oh
my
yeah,
mom died in South Carolina, and she didn't die here in New York.
yeah. My oldest is in Connecticut. Right after college, he moved to Wisconsin. Then he moved to Connecticut. New York wasn't even on the list.
That's the saddest part, right? New York actually has some really good colleges. So kids very often will be in New York, educate themselves in New York State, and then leave. So we're educating them so they can go someplace else? What? How is that smart?
Not at all. Not at all.
Yes,
Keep up the good work.
absolutely. Thank you for the call, my friend. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Have a good one. So yes, he's right. New York it's an amazing state. For those of you who don't live in New York, who are listening or watching, anything you could possibly want is in New York State. I'm not even joking. That's not even exaggeration. It's not hyperbole. That's real. You like skiing? We got you. You like camping? We got you. You like beaches, mountains, farmland, Niagara Falls? We got you. You like Broadway, baseball, football? We got you. You like opera, the biggest city? You like history? We got you. Doesn't matter. It's here. It is an amazing, diverse, beautiful state. We love our state. We hate our government. You change New York State's government, this is the closest to utopia you're going to get in this entire country. This is the closest you're going to get. Anything you could imagine is here. And whatever type of lifestyle you want, it's here. And if you change your lifestyle, you can change it by moving to a different county and you'll get it. Hamilton County here in New York State has less than 5,000 people. You want that kind of lifestyle? Hamilton's there for you. Brooklyn has 2.3 million. You want that kind of lifestyle? Brooklyn is there for you. Doesn't matter. Whatever floats your boat, we got. Dave, thank you so much for that call. Brockport.
Greg from Lancaster, Pennsylvania.
West of Rochester, not mistaken?
Yes.
I think that's right. So yes, anyway, I still know my New York State geography. So any case, let me grab the call, please. Is this Wayne?
Greg.
Sorry, wow. Greg, how are you, sir?
Yeah.
From Lancaster, Pennsylvania.
Big fan of you, my man. Calling from
Thank you.
Pennsylvania. But you were kind of talking about people leaving the state. The last gentleman was talking about a child in Connecticut. I'm a similar example. After I graduated school, I actually went to SUNY Brockport from Syracuse, New York. And I've been living down here in Pennsylvania for 5 years. So I'm an example of leaving the state for work. And you talked about all the great things in New York, which I agree. I come back and visit family all the time. But I just kind of wanted to talk about kind of a cultural aspect of the state too. Like in the last year with all the COVID stuff and the restrictions and the culture, I can tell a big difference. And I try not to come back and visit as much in this last year. And I just wondered if you had anything to say in terms of that, because I can see such a contrast culturally from where I am now.
100%. Greg, do me a favor. Stay with me through the break. Can you stay on?
Yeah, of course.
Awesome. Guys, I'm going to be talking to Greg about some important stuff in culture. Yes, I'm Larry Sharp, on a free solution, 585-346-3000. Back after the break.
Listen for Dan Bongino afternoons starting in May.
WYSL.
AM 1040 Avon Rochester, FM 92.1 Rochester, and FM 95.5 Spencerport.
Here's the latest forecast from the News 10 NBC Weather Center for tonight. Plenty of clouds out there, a couple of passing showers, temps in the 30s, a bit chilly. On Friday, could be a rain or even a wet snow shower in the morning, but just kind of cloudy. Most of the day dry, but there will be a few showers here or there. Temperatures in the 40s, showers likely Friday night, but drying out a bit for a decent start to the weekend. I'm Rich Canilia, WYSL.
Are longer, warmer days making you think spring? Think Springwater Amish Workshop. Get ready to enhance your outdoor spaces. Springwater Amish Workshop has just received a new shipment of durable, beautiful poly lawn furniture. Gliders, folding Adirondack chairs, dining sets, and accessory items will spruce up your lawn for spring and summer. If you like birdhouses, Springwater Amish Workshop has a beauty that's great for lakeside property, a lighthouse, or choose from other designs like birds, moose, raccoons, dogs, and others. And of course, they specialize in backyard sheds and gazebos. Get the best quality, best warranty, best service, best selection. Get yours ordered today to avoid delay so you can enjoy your Amish building during all the good weather months to come. Springwater Amish Workshop on 7936 Route 15 in Springwater. Open Monday and Wednesday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., Saturday, 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. Visit springwateramishworkshop.com or visit them on Facebook. Call 585-669-9710.
Your business relies on computers and technology to operate. Slow, unreliable networks and servers can cause unplanned downtime and affect your bottom line. The experts at Simple Tech Innovations are here to help. Their preventative maintenance program ensures that your computers and network are kept up to date and monitored for any issues, keeping your business running smoothly. They also help clients achieve HIPAA, PCI, and New York State cybersecurity compliance to keep your network safe and secure. Whatever your business IT needs are, Simple Tech Innovations should be your first call. They've won the Best in Rochester 8 years in a row and have an A+ Better Business Bureau rating. Call them today for a free consultation at 585-200-3182. That's 585-200-3182. Simple Tech Innovations.
At Victor Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, Anthony Drive off Route 96 in Victor. Spring lease savings are big. Like the 21 Jeep Gladiator Sport 4x4 Crew Cab, $219 a month for 42 months. A 21 Jeep Grand Cherokee Laredo 4x4 is just $269 a month for 36 months. Requires existing Grand Cherokee lease and be returning lessee. The 2020 Jeep Renegade Latitude 4x4 is only $159 a month for 36 months. Must be Conquest or returning lessee. The 21 Ram 1500 Classic Warlock Quad Cab 4x4 pickup is just $159 a month for 36 months. Must be Conquest or returning lessee. Use 2 Ram coupons while supply lasts. Lease through Ally. Jeep, America's iconic four-wheel drive brand. $2,500 cash or trade and other conditions apply. Get full details from the dealer. Equipment and MSRP vary by model. We're here to fully serve Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram customers in Victor, Canandaigua, Macedon, Fairport, and throughout the Metro and Finger Lakes. Shop with confidence and safety and full CDC compliance. Victor, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, 6560 Anthony Drive in Victor.
What does it mean to bank locally with Tompkins? It means keeping your money in your community with a team of neighbors to guide you through big decisions and milestones, plus all the convenience of our mobile app where you can manage your account, deposit checks remotely, send money to family and friends, even turn your card off if it gets misplaced, then back on when you find it. Ready to bank locally with the team at Tompkins? Visit Tompkins Bank of Castile online or at a branch to get started. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Join the more than 22,550 Livingston County residents who've gotten the COVID-19 shot. The Livingston County Department of Health is currently using the Moderna vaccine and will be vaccinating people 18 years of age and older at a special clinic Friday, April 16th. An appointment's required, no walk-ins. Make your appointment right away by going to livingstoncounty.us/vaccine or call 877-280-6775. Be safe for you and your loved ones. Get COVID vaccinated from your Livingston County Department of Health.
Hey, can you stop by Colby's Bakery and pick up a fresh baked raspberry, a rhubarb, and a cherry pie for the family picnic?
Wait, you aren't baking those amazing pies?
Nah, I never bake. I just go to Colby's and Rush for the best locally made $6 pies in Rochester.
Not even the blueberry crumb pie Uncle Ed raves about? Not even the cherry?
Nope, I'm too busy keeping you in line.
Get your $6 fresh baked pies at Colby's Bakery Ice Cream and Barbecue. Exit 11 for Rush off 390 just past Route 15. Open 11 to 9 every day but Monday, 533-3525.
A free solution.
Hey, it is Larry Sharp here on A Free Solution. Thank you so much for giving me a couple of minutes of your afternoon. I definitely appreciate it. Here on WYSL in Rochester? Yes, Rochester. I'm teasing you. I guess I could say Brockport. So many Brockport people. I'll say Brockport. I'm kidding. Sorry. Rochester, New York. And of course, WENY, Elmira Corning, The Patriot, and WACK in Newark, New York. Before the break, I was talking to Greg. Greg from Lancaster. Are you still there?
Yeah, I'm still here, Larry.
I got you. Thank you for holding on during the break. This is regular radio, so we do have to pay bills here, and you guys get this for free. So it is nice. So you were talking about a cultural difference between New York and, in your case, Pennsylvania. I remember seeing a huge difference between New York and Pennsylvania, but even bigger when I was in Utah.
Mm-hmm.
In the Libertarian Party, I will often travel to other states to go to conventions and to help people raise money, help people run for office. I remember being in Utah, and I literally was able to fire. I was able to fire an AR-15 in a range in a town by just showing my driver's license. That's all that mattered.
Yeah.
And they gave me a veteran's discount. I didn't have my DD-214 on me. I just showed them my USMC tattoo. They were like, fine, 20% discount. I was like, wow. I mean, that is a type of huge cultural difference that I see. But tell me about what you see.
Well, I was specifically thinking in reference to the last year. It was so telling for me because policy-wise, the mandates between Pennsylvania and New York, because I follow both closely with so much family in New York, aren't that different. But just from visiting and living, there is such a difference, and that's why I'm kind of getting at you with the culture, the personality of the people in the communities. For the most part, it was almost like you would ignore. There'd be huge pockets where you're ignoring the mandate. You know, you're ignoring mandates and you're living on your life, and there's only so much that could be done. Whereas I just didn't see that as much in New York, and so I think it's a cultural thing. And I was just kind of curious what you think in terms of talking to your liberty-minded community, you know, how to go about how we talk to people and influence people, you know, because I feel like it is cultural as much as it is the bureaucratic policy.
Man, Greg, you are right on the money, brother. You are right on the money. I live in Astoria, Queens in New York City, and we were the epicenter of the bad stuff that was happening when it came to COVID. But not just that. We were the #1 snitch county area in all New York City. We snitched on each other like there was no tomorrow. In New York City, there was a special number just for snitching. I think it was 1-800-SNITCH-ME or whatever it was. I'm kidding. It wasn't that. But we were all about calling on people, calling people out, pointing, oh, why don't you have your mask on? It was crazy. And the worst part is, it was destroying our city and already has. We were so fanatical. You didn't need the cops. We had our own secret state police inside New York City doing their job. And that was a cultural issue. And I remember when I left and went to other places, I went to Florida while I was here, other places. I mean, people cared, but they weren't fanatics, right? There was a fanatical thing that if we just do what our Lord and Master tells us, if we just do what the government gods dictate, then life will be great. And I think that's the cultural issue. I often talk about city life versus country or suburban life, particularly if you have a city where people are transient. They come in and come out, come in and come out. They live here for 5 years and leave, live here for 6 months and leave. You have so much different cultures coming in that people don't know what the rules are, right? In many areas where you have a more stabilized community, the rules become kind of clearer, the social rules. They aren't as clear in cities, particularly large cities like New York, Philadelphia, Chicago, large cities like that particularly. So we beg for a referee. We beg for the government to come in and fix things. And that's how we become more left. The advantage to this, I think, is that, Greg, you're noticing things that others are too. And I think there is a pushback against that. I personally know many Democrats over this last year or two who become independents. Now, they've been taught for 30 years here in New York City that all Republicans are evil. So they're not going to become Republicans, but they're going to call themselves independents, and they might vote Republican. Some of them I know are actually Trump supporters, but they will not call themselves Republicans because they can't. They've been told for 30 years Republicans are evil. So they'll say independent, but they'll vote either way. And I think we are making impact. And the way we make impact, in my view, and it's what I try to do here, is to stop assigning blame and instead assign responsibility. To stop talking about how the world should be and instead providing real policies and ideas that make people say, oh, that makes sense. To accept that the vast majority of Americans actually want, in the long run, the same thing. So focus on the outcome. If you heard me just talk earlier when Dave was on, I was talking to Dave about most people who are progressive, they want corporations to pay more. So I'm showing you a way that corporations will pay more without raising taxes, without forcing them. You'll get what you want. And we don't have to use government force. It's a free solution. I think, Greg, when you're talking to people, liberty-minded or not, focus heavily on the outcomes that we agree with. How do we get there? And have that conversation. And don't blame. Say, hey, we need to take responsibility to fix this. I think that's the best answer. Did that make sense?
Yeah. Great advice, Larry. Thank you.
Absolutely. And come back to New York and visit more.
I'll let you know when I'm in town.
I appreciate it, brother. Thank you for the call.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I do think there's a cultural difference. And when you go to that culture, I don't think you want to be angry at it. It doesn't work, right? One of the reasons why people, as I crossed the state, liked me, even though I was from New York City. I wasn't an upstate person, not a farm guy, not who I am. I'm a city guy. It's because I respected their culture. I didn't walk in and, put a hay in my mouth and put a cowboy hat on and go, hey, y'all. I didn't do that because that would be not me and I'd be lying. But instead of trying to pretend that I'm you, I simply basically said, I respect that you're you. Good on you. The only reason why you're wrong in any way is if you're not happy. Then clearly you're wrong. You dictate if you're wrong, not me. You dictate. If you're unhappy, you're doing something wrong. If you're happy, you're doing something right. That's how I look at it. And I think if we spend more time looking that way, looking at people that way, we can make more impact. Let me grab a couple of comments. I haven't grabbed that many comments. Let me grab a couple here if I could. Andrew says, here's the answer. Cuomo is a power-hungry, self-centered name I'm not going to say, who loves to dictate what is and what isn't. I think that's true, but I think he does it because he wants the power and he wants to make sure he can keep giving out power as a king. Yes. Garrett says, worship services still at 50%. Most restaurants in New York at 75%. My point, Garrett, thank you. If the apocalypse is nigh and you got to lock us in the basement because the world's ending, that at least is logical. I can disagree, but we can have a conversation. But churches 50% and restaurants 75%? What's the logic in that? And how does he know which is which? And why 50 and not 55? And why 75 and not 80? No sense. I completely agree. Ed says governments really need to being like parents, school principals, prison wardens. Because, wow, they should actually stop. I agree. He says because we are all responsible adults. But Ed, let's say we aren't. What if I'm not responsible? If I'm not hurting somebody else, let me be irresponsible, right? I own my life. I don't want government to be my dad or my mom. I've said it before. Democrats want to be your mom. Republicans want to be your dad. Libertarians want to be your brother or sister. I want to be your brother. That's how we should treat each other. You're my brother, my sister. I'm your brother. You don't live together? Got it? Need that ride to the airport? I'm there. A free solution. Here. WYSL 585-346-3000. Back after the break.
Why do businesses choose to move their website from Wix and Squarespace to SimpleTech Innovations? Maybe it's their excellent customer service or attention to detail. Maybe it's their ability to give a truly customized solution. Or perhaps they just like the fact that SimpleTech is a local small business that builds great relationships with its clients. Whatever the reason may be, you can rest assured knowing that the local team at SimpleTech has your best interest in mind when building or updating your website. They're hands-on and love helping customers achieve their goals. But don't take my word for it. They've won the best in Rochester 8 years in a row and have an A+ Better Business Bureau rating. If your website doesn't match your dreams or isn't achieving your goals, give the professionals at SimpleTech Innovations a call today for a consultation at 585-200-3182. That's 585-200-3182. SimpleTech Innovations.
Hi, my name is Ryan Bourne.
And I'm Danica Bourne.
And we're the owners of South Coast Tax. We would like to thank our Lord for protecting us from evil. Psalm 91 states, He is my refuge and my fortress, for He will rescue us from every trap and protect us from deadly disease.
South Coast Tax are Christian-based tax accountants and attorneys who specialize in releasing bank levies, wage garnishments, and filing complex tax returns. We are the leaders in acceptance of offers and compromise with awesome results.
We are also a small firm who will treat you like family and not just a number.
Call us today at 1-800-TAX-1176 for a free consultation, and we'll take the time to explain all of the programs that you qualify for in order to allow you a fresh start.
In John 8:36, so if the Son sets you free, you will be free indeed. And one way we can achieve that is by being debt-free. So let us help you today. Call us at 1-800-TAX-1176, and together we can help achieve this goal by putting the IRS tax debt behind you for good. Again, that number is 1-800-TAX-1176.
Your business relies on computers and technology to operate. Slow, unreliable networks and servers can cause unplanned downtime and affect your bottom line. The experts at SimpleTech Innovations are here to help. Their preventative maintenance program ensures that your computers and network are kept up to date and monitored for any issues, keeping your business running smoothly. They also help clients achieve HIPAA, PCI, and New York State cybersecurity compliance to keep your network safe and secure. Whatever your business IT needs are, SimpleTech Innovations should be your first call. They've won the best in Rochester 8 years in a row and have an A+ Better Business Bureau rating. Call them today for a free consultation at 585-200-3182. That's 585-200-3182. SimpleTech Innovations.
A free solution.
Hey, Larry Sharp here, back on A Free Solution. By the way, this show's on every single day. Cool people like Kevin Wilson. And of course, we even get, sometimes we're able to get the super cool Andrew Halster to come on too. You can follow us now. Follow us on Facebook. Follow us on YouTube, a free solution to make sure you can watch the show and listen to the show all the time. Not a bad deal. Right now, I'm here. WYSL, Rochester, New York, WENY, ENI, Elmira recording The Patriot, WACK in Newark, New York. I was grabbing a bunch of comments. A lot of people have been commenting on this one. I want to grab a couple more because so many people have been interested in what we've been talking about. I really appreciate all of the back and forth. And I've been seeing you guys talking back and forth, even in the comments. Avi says, New York State is now a monarchy. There is, I mean, I know I joke and I call Governor Cuomo His Majesty, but it's because it's very close. Avi, you have a valid point. I mean, obviously we're not physically a monarchy, but how close can a democracy get to monarchy? That's where we are. We are about as close as possible. I mean, to think about this, our governor accused of everything from harassment to sexual assault, 8, 9, 10 different women, no effect. Accused of sending thousands of elderly New Yorkers to their deaths in nursing homes, no effect. Making rules any way he wants, no effect. Destroying our economy, no effect. Over 1.5 million New Yorkers have left New York State since he's become governor. We will lose this year, after the census is tallied, we will lose 2 Congress people. 2. We'll lose. New York State will go from 27 to 25. With that, our budget is $212 billion. Our budget is the same as Texas, is more than Texas and Florida combined. And they both have more people than us. Individually, Florida has more people and Texas has more people. And their budget combined is ours. Florida is over less than half our budget, more people than us. 20 countries and 1 state, California, have larger budgets than New York State. And we have people leaving. We are a disaster. And nothing happens to our king. I hate to say you're right. And Avi continues, sad to say we need to get to liberty. Sadly, the citizens do not seem to be bothered by it. Well, there are some, they're leaving. That's the issue. They're leaving, 100%. So let me grab a couple of these. Greg says, the government is only as legitimate as we let them be. Ooh, I like that thought process. Too bad not enough feel that way. And so crushing military force can be brought down on the few of us who view it as illegitimate. Wow. Crushing military force. That's true. You're right. The government can use force to shut us all down. If we say no, well, then we'll bring in the troops. That's true. And I wish that wasn't true. Yes. So, so many more of these. Thank you so much. Let me see if I can keep going down here. Jeanette says, keyword allowing. Yes. Too many people have become, is it apaths? By osmosis. It was gradual. I think she means apathetic. I'm not sure. Is that what an apath is? Maybe I've misunderstood your word. I myself battle with, may as well give up. We can't fight this. Yeah. I get that. Yes, then I get that. She says, then an ember catches and up comes fire. Thank you. Hashtag Larry Shaw for governor. Thank you again, Jeanette. I'm glad. I'm happy you talk about it because I feel it too. There are days when I'm like, what am I doing? What am I doing? Let me just pack up and leave. So many states have asked me, people in states have asked me to come, pack up and leave. I get it. I have that same feeling. And I know, here's what I know. Every single New Yorker who's listening right now has thought about leaving. Everyone, no doubt. They've all thought about leaving. Some of them are planning to leave right now as we speak. And I think about it too. I'm not immune. I'm just human. I have the same doubts as you do. But then something comes up and I keep going too. It's one of the reasons why I do this show, right? One of the reasons why I do this show is so I can stay fired up and keep moving. So, Jeanette, I'm with you. Absolutely. So, Jeffrey says, hi, Larry. New York is such a joke. So many of the rules contradict science and common sense, but it all just continues. Well, I'll go one step further, Jeffrey. This happened during COVID. New York State put in rules, particularly like the state liquor authority put in the states. Put in regulations, state regulations, and they will go by, inspect, and take fines and fees from bars and restaurants and such, whatever, threaten to take their license, all those things. And the counties were like, whoa, you coming into our county and robbing our people? You don't get to rob our people. We get to rob our people. And then so the county created its own rules so it could send its own people out so it could take money from us. I'm not joking. That literally happened. So the state government put in rules and they were collecting cash. It was a money grab. And then the county said, well, they're getting all that money and we got unfunded mandates. We want that money. So they made it their own rules. And the rules then were both different. They contradicted each other. So if the rules contradict each other, now you're, as an owner, you've got to decide, okay, I'm going to get robbed. Who should I get robbed by? Do I prefer my state or my county? So I'll follow one of them and get robbed by the other. And that's what wound up happening. And it happens again and again and again. Remember, the rules aren't made for science. The rules are made for two things: to ensure that cronies can make money and a money grab for the state or the county. That's the purpose of the rules. They don't actually help, right? And people weren't helped by taking away the liquor licenses. Lives weren't saved by punishing somebody with a $4,000 fine so they go under. You didn't save any lives. You just got more cash. You did that though. And I think that's the real issue. 100%. So, all right. Benjamin says, fear can hold you prisoner. Hope can set you free. Very nice, Benjamin. I like that. Fear can hold you prisoner. Hope can set you free. I don't know who said that. You put it in quotes. Is that you? I'm going to steal that and give you no credit. So when you hear it, you'll know it's you.
2 minutes.
But I'm not giving you any credit for that one. I love it. That's awesome. That's really good. Michelle says, you put a frog in boiling water and he will try to jump out. Put him in cold water, warm it slowly, and he will enjoy it until he gets boiled, then it's too late. Are you calling us frogs, Michelle? I think you are. And sadly, I think I was a frog myself. I didn't see it coming. I didn't get it until it was too late. And now it's so late. What do? We've got to try to turn this around. And I think it's repairable. It is. I still, Jeanette was talking about how she feels like, why bother sometimes? I get that. I feel it too sometimes. But I still think there's hope. I still think, as Benjamin said, hope can set us all free. We can still do this. It will take time. We'll have to work at it. Like Greg and I were talking about. It takes time.
1 minute.
I think we can do it. I still want to save the state. I do. Maybe I'm nuts, but then I'm nuts. It's fine. I do really want to be able to save this state. That's it. So thank you all for that back and forth. Benjamin says the brain drain of New York is real, especially here in Rochester. It's hard to retain people. Yes, Benjamin. What I talked about when I was running for governor was the first priority for me is keeping New Yorkers here, stopping the bleeding, getting New Yorkers to stay, to want to stay, to work here, get school here, build a family here, make people happy. It's about happiness. Happy people stay, and happiness is free. Larry Sharp, a free solution. I'll see you guys next week.